Alright, what's going on? Okay, so, let me set this camera up without dropping it. I already dropped it once. Alright, I went ahead and just put a new hammer spring in this Colt Trooper Mark III that I had picked up. And put a Wolf spring, 16 and a half pound hammer spring. This is the old one that someone cut down, and it was getting light primer strikes in double action. So I put the new spring in, and man, I'm telling you, that thing is nice. It's not nearly as heavy as I thought it was going to be. It's got weight to it, but man, it's just super smooth. It's a real nice spring. The spring is real smooth, which is important because this sits in, there's like a metal rod that goes through it. I don't know the technical term. And there's going to be friction as this thing compresses. So you get a good spring that's smooth, and these are real smooth. And keep it all clean. I got another video that shows how to do that. But anyway, that's that, and boy, is that nice. So, and so I was at the gun range today, and I was like, man, I gotta get some Speedloaders, because I use Speedloaders when I'm at the range. It's just really good practice. And I've seen these there. I use HKS Speedloaders. But right here, 38 Special, 357 Magnum Colt, all Mark IIIs. Ruger Security 6 and blah blah blah. Now you got to get the right ones. These guns are all a little different. There was ones there that said for K-frames and for GP100, and on the bottom it said specifically, it said not for Colt. So even though they're 6-shot, yeah, I don't know what the difference is. I don't have a GP100, and I don't have any Speedloaders for a GP100. I don't even have any for K-frames, even though I own a K-frame, but I just don't have Speedloaders for it. So yeah, I saw these, and so I was like, oh, look at the price, $12.95. Remember that we're around Chicago, and I thought that's a good price, and I almost bought 3. I probably should have. Maybe I'll go back. But let me see how they work first. But anyway, I'm going to open these up, and I'm going to give you my experience. Since I use Speedloaders when I shoot my revolvers, and the ones I have are 5-shot, and I use them with my SP101. I've shot that gun a lot at the range, and I figure it's good practice to line those guys up, shoot, and I don't like go herky-jerky as fast as I can, but I try and be smooth. Open it up, empty the rounds, grab the Speedloader, drop them in. That's really good practice to do that. So, I'm pretty familiar with these things. These are 6-shot. And M3. That's the one you want, which is kind of cool. Mark III, right? Pretty neat. And I'm gonna tell you what, man. People carry these for self-defense, and they put self-defense rounds in, like a hollow point. This is a MagTech, so I load up some self-defense rounds in my Speedloaders when I was just gonna test them out. And the first thing I noticed, remember, I would always use mine at the range, and the first thing I noticed is, man, the rounds do not drop into the gun as easy as a full metal jacket. So when I'm at the range, I'm reloading with my Speedloader with a full metal jacket. And that was the first thing I noticed, man. So my thinking is you might want to put these in your gun. And I mean, if something happened and you're reloading with your Speedloaders, I mean, God, like you're being marched into the back of a room to get murdered, shot to death at a jewel, someone's hijacking the jewel, some crazy thing like that. that's not the time to be fiddling around with these. You might want to carry full metal jackets in your speed loaders. And then, of course, just be aware of that, you know. But if something's going down and you're shooting at some bad guys, I doubt anybody's going to be standing right behind them. So, you know, I mean, all I'm saying is you'd probably be better off to make sure you get these rounds in your gun than to be fumbling around with these, which might be safer or better once they're in the gun. But what's most important, and then the thing is, you'll be able to practice with your full metal jacket, so it'll be just like your practice when you're reloading your gun. Just something to think about. Load these for your first rounds. You're never going to need them. That's not going to happen. But say it did. You're in a massacre situation. Okay? Alright, let's see how these things work. Let's put these, put some of these rounds in. And this is how you load these up if you're not familiar with these. And I'll talk about these HKS Speedloaders. I've used these a lot. And I've seen some people criticizing them. So that's where it's loose. And then you turn it, see they're tight. They don't wobble. If you see there's a little thing down there with a ball detent. See it? Probably should have showed that without the rounds in it. But let's see how this guy fits in here. Remember, I have never loaded this gun with a speed loader. There you go. So, and that's that. Put them back in. So you see they fell right in. Look at those recessed cylinders. Those are RWS 357 Magnum. Those are some hot rounds, man. Jeez. I'm talking flames coming out the front of your gun with those things. Yeah, so yeah, I'm using live ammunition in this gun. So yeah, they drop right in. I've seen people criticizing these, like when they stick them in there and they turn them and they say they have to shake it to get it out. No, you don't know what you're doing, or you got your grips set up wrong. You put them in, you turn them, and they fall right out. And the proof of that is here. I'll show you. Okay, I just did show you, but I'm going to show you what I mean. You don't have to wiggle them to get them out. Okay, this is how you would carry them. They're locked in there. Okay? Put them in. As soon as you turn this clockwise, they're loose. They'll fall right out. They're wobbly loose. You don't have to shake them. They will literally fall out. That's them in. They're not. They may move, wobble just a hair. Put them in, and they fall right out. And you've seen me do it, so I'm not going to do it over and over. But they make. There's some new brands where you put them in, and they've got it so you turn counterclockwise, and they're saying that that's better because you're not trying to close your cylinder. You're not turning towards the cylinder. But I don't really think there's any merit to that, because when you're opening this, you're pulling it out with your hand, and then you're turning it clockwise. Now remember, you're not supposed to push in, you're turning. But you're almost like moving in opposite directions with your hands, which I think keeps it more stable. Turning right with that hand, maybe pulling this direction with your left hand. So to me it makes more sense. And I'm already used to this method, so I'm not going to change. If you hand me one of these to put in a gun, I don't even think about which way to turn it. I just put it in and I unload it. So I'm so used to using them. So that's why I bought more. So I'm not going to swap over to one that turns the opposite direction. If you never used it before, maybe there's some theory to that would be better. But even just thinking about the theory out loud, I don't really see how that's an advantage. Maybe with a super tiny gun, but even then, I don't, where if you moved your cylinder a little bit, it would bind against a rubber handle. Maybe that makes some sense, but, you know, but I think that's overrated. And I don't see any problem with these HKS Speedloaders. They're inexpensive, and I've never had a problem with them. I use them at the range and all that. So I bought more of them. Are they made in USA? Let's see here. Yeah, maybe they're not. It says Florence, Kentucky, but it doesn't say where they're made. I think they're made here. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. Well, that would be a downside if they were made in China or something. I never really thought about that. Yeah, it doesn't say. It says HKS Products, Florence, Kentucky, so I think they're made here. Yeah, I think these have been on the shelf for a while too, man. At that gun shop. Yeah, those gun shops are probably just pretty dusty in general. But no, yeah, there you go, man. So I got some. When I go to the range, I'll be using these, and that's that. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Pretty cool, man. Yeah, I know the gun's loaded. So talk to you guys later.